Yo, yo, yo to the yos and the yos. Yo, yo, yo. What's going on, guys? Hope you guys are all out there doing well. Just wanted to do a little test check there to make sure you guys can all hear me. I know right now is a good chance that there's a really high chance that most of the time people who get um people who are going to be talking about subjects as what I'm going to talk about, highly probable chance that YouTube is not going to send out a lot of alerts, because this is something that is pretty controversity. All those good things are what I'm trying to say, y'all. So what I'm doing right now, I'm just kind of allowing some time to pass here to allow people to come into the chat. Those of you that are tuning in through the phone, that maybe say something like mobile. Appreciate you guys all being in here. If you are tuning in and you are watching my phone from the mobile, I appreciate you being here. If you are in a chat right now and there is 17 people in here, you're viewing it through the phone. So I see that Brenda Stream just said something. Appreciate you being in here, sis. Anybody else that's tuning in with 17 people in the chat, appreciate you guys all being in here. Let yourselves be known. Those of you, I can see a lot of folks tuning in through the internet saying what's going on. I see Anthony in the house. I see Orlando. I see Liberty. Appreciate you guys all being here. And although you guys are looking at me at the TV, I can see it on my phone right here, but I can also say something to you guys right here. So I see that Wells Wisher is in the house. I see that Billy is in the house. I see that You Be Joking is in the house from Canada. A lot of you guys are all in here. To those of you that are chiming in through the computer, I'm kind of pressing on your name right now just so y'all can see that I recognize y'all in the house too. Sue Proud, where you doing, sis? You in that area too? Leah's in the house. DeSeros, Autism Ambient is in the house. My moderator Wendy is in the house. Appreciate you being here, sis. Brenda Stream is in the house. Terry, Summer Duggan from Nevada. Terry Thomas, Kathy Walker, Grump, Ravens. A lot of you guys are in the house. I appreciate you guys all being here. YouTube censoring my comments. Why am I picking people to send love to? I'm calling out everybody's name. Are you seeking for attention? I'm saying people names that are in the phone chat. If you were paying attention to that, here we go already. You're going to have the high saints wanting everything done a certain specific way. Well, it's not going to happen. Jesus says to love all people. Why are you picking and choosing to send love to? What are you talking about? Anybody that's in my chat right now, everybody knows this. So here we go already. It's not going to happen, though, because I'm ready for this type of thing. Jesus says to send love to all people. Show me a scripture where it says Jesus said to send love to all people. Jerry Early says, thank you from Hawaii. Appreciate the $5 super chat there. Got more people in here. We got a Randall in the house viewing from the phone. We got Roger Huner from Illinois in the phone. Got Sue Prove in here again. I see you, sis. Wow is in the house. Liberty is in the house, sis. Hardly even got started, and there's already a hater in the room. Liberty, exactly, already. But I expect this, though. It's gonna happen, y'all. I mean, we gotta anticipate stuff like this. So I really appreciate you guys all being in here. Got Morath in the house from Peoria. Hey, y'all got a fire pizza joint there. Rizzy's? That Rizzy's is slept on in Peoria. Appreciate you, Wendy, telling people to hit that like button. My sis Tia J is in the house. Miss Unconventional. Brenda Stream. Brenda Stream is in the house. Why Wow is in the house. We got Patricia Bright tuning in from the house. She's in the house. Roger, I got you in here. Mr. Ruthless. Much love from West Virginia, they say. Yeah, y'all know we welcome the haters. We welcome the ones that's overly, zealous. So now that you guys are in here, to give y'all a little bit of time. If y'all don't know this, the Olympics right now is having a ton of controversy. I want to make sure I'm looking at the camera now. That way the people that are tuning in, those of you that are tuning in, let me give a better shot for them. Through the phone, I can feel like I'm looking at y'all right now. Okay. So you guys all know there was some heavy controversy surrounding the Olympics. And I actually was out on an event doing some talking, and people started blowing up my phone like, Ty, you won't believe this. You won't believe what they did at the Olympics. They mocked Christianity so many different ways, man. They had a depiction of the Last Supper. There was like, some people that are really big fans and where I guess they might be working for Brandon Tatum. They sent me stuff showing me that Brandon Tatum spoke out against this. And a lot of people just came out just full-fledged, couldn't believe what they were seeing. And I'm thinking like, wait, what? What's going on? So I had to go, and y'all know your boy. I go and I do my research, and I looked it up, and I took some time to kind of chew on it a little bit, and wanted to make sure that, I came at it from a specific type of angle. But guys, I got in some weird stuff. I even got some weird mail. I got some weird mail. Now, I'm going to tell y'all right now, I'm not going to show. Oh, Lord, we already got some buffering going on, y'all. Look, y'all see it right there. Y'all see it? The mouse. Those of you that are watching it through the phone, you guys can see it with the mouse right there. Got some buffering going on. Why wouldn't we? Because, of course, when you try to go against the system, all kinds of weird stuff starts to happen. So the fact that they know that I'm getting ready to talk about this, of course, I'm having some issues, which I never really have issues unless I'm talking about something that they do not like. But right now, yeah. Okay, there we go. I don't know if y'all caught any of that last month, but now it seemed like it restarted my live. As y'all can see in real time, those of you on the phone, look at that. It's showing that I've only been live for 50 some seconds, like a full minute. And we know that I've been live longer than that. So the thing is, what they do, they have this trickery way of they thinking that I've already said something within the first 3 to 5 minutes, because according to YouTube algorithm, people, when you post a video, most people check out usually at the 8-minute mark. So the fact that I've been live already 7 some odd minutes, they restarted my time right here because they think that I said all the important stuff in the beginning. And that's the reason why I always give a little bit of time before I actually get into the subject. All right. So I appreciate you guys all being here again, the haters and the non-haters and all that, welcome. I welcome anybody in here, because one thing I'm not scared of, and one thing I actually look forward to, is actually fighting. I tell people all the time, when I was a youngster growing up in the hood, in the ghetto, we were taught how to fight. We had to, just in case, because when you grew up in that particular environment, nobody was going to bully us. If you stayed around certain type of areas, people were bound to try to bully you or try to kidnap you, things like that. So my older siblings, my older cousins and older uncles, they taught us how to fight. They made us box each other. And if you were beating somebody that was the same size and age as you, they made me fight my older cousins who were bigger, taller than me. They want us to learn how to fight. So what I'm saying is I end up having a thirst for it. Like I tell people all the time, if I did not go into the medicine, I probably would have been, I did do sports, but I would have been one of those people y'all would have seen on TV that was into like UFC. Like I end up having like a thirst. I loved fighting. It's strange. I was the type of person to where when I wanted somebody to hit me to where it completely caused me to go into a rage so I can just wail. Like I was just that type of person. All in all, my point of telling y'all is that I don't run from a fight. I welcome fights. The only difference is I'm fighting in a different way, where I'm smacking you back metaphorically, theologically, with wisdom and with righteousness and with truth. And I'm not afraid to speak the truth and speak out boldly about it. I'm not afraid that if somebody hits me, that I'm going to hit you back harder. I'm not afraid that if we're about to fight and you push me and I completely knock your teeth out your mouth, metaphorically speaking, that's the type of person that I am. So I'm not going to be the person, well, if they tap me, I'm going to tap them. If they tap me, I'm going to tap them. If they push me both hands, I'm going to push them. No, the minute you touch me, it's on. You can't say what I do back to you after you do the first hit. No. You never should have touched me. So I just want to get that out there and give y'all a little bit of foundation on what's about to unfold with this. So I welcome all Christians and non-Christians. And even if you are a Hindi or Muslim, I don't care. I got a lot of people from various backgrounds that follow my channel. Okay. So let's get ready to get into it, ladies and gentlemen, because one thing that we have to understand is that I am at a point right now My fellow Christian brothers and sisters, those of you that supposedly are of the faith and of Christ, this whole notion of being, oh, we're going to be silent. We're not going to say, we're going to pray for them. No, we're not. Y'all can do that. I'm not doing that. I'm doing exactly what God's Spirit is leading me to do, and that's to call out the bullcrap. We are in a year right now, unlike any time we've had before, where a lot of Christianity is completely being mocked. They doing it out in the open. They doing it across various news organizations, news stations. They've been doing it for a long time. You see that Candace Owens got into it with Don Lemon, telling him that Christianity is one of the most mocked and attacked religions out there, period. Right? You also saw what happened when Candace Owens said that Jesus Christ is king. Look what happened to her in the Daily Wire. Look what happened. So my thing is, if Christianity, and I'm jumping ahead of myself, if Christianity, and I don't look, listen to me when I tell you this, because I gotta get this out. I don't discriminate against anybody and how you worship, who you worship, what you worship for. I don't care how many times y'all go to church or to mosque or whatever y'all do. I don't care what religion you are. I really don't. That's your God-given choice to worship how you want to, when you want to, and where you want to. Plain and simple. So let's get that on out the way, because what I'm about to say, some of y'all might take offense to if you are not of the Christian faith. There's some Christians going to take offense to it as well. Right? If this is not, and I got that out the way, but if Christianity itself and the following after God, Christ Jesus, if this is not the way, why is it the number one thing that's being mocked all over television? Let me stop. I'm gonna show y'all some videos. Let me show y'all this video real quick. I'm not gonna show the whole Olympic video, but this is what has a lot of people completely pissed off. Like this image right here. Some people try to tell me, Ty, that wasn't mockery of the Last Supper. That wasn't mockery of the Last Supper, Ty. Well, you tell me this, ladies and gentlemen, that are seeing this screen right here. Why is it? If this wasn't a mockery of the Last Supper, why is that a serving dish right there? You know what I mean? That's literally what you would take off of getting ready to serve some food. That's literally what you would do. This dish right here that you guys are seeing, you remove this. And those of you can see this computer, look at that. That's cool. I can do this. Those of you that see my finger right here, you take this and you lift it up to get ready to serve food. In other words, every time I seen any videos, especially like Dynasty, I don't know if y'all ever watched that, Dynasty or Dallas, those old school shows, anytime they were getting ready to eat supper always came on a serving dish like this. Now, let me go ahead and open this up right now so I can show you guys exactly what this thing right here entails. Okay. Here we go, right back to it. Now check this out. Philippe Katerine, je vous laisse avec lui. Ça s'appelle lui. Et là... I don't care what he's saying. Now, you might sit up here and you wonder, what the heck is that? That right there is a complete worship of this particular type of God. This guy represents a God of gluttony and winebibbery. That's what that is right there, ladies and gentlemen. Go back again. What somebody said, what do you look? That's a serving dish. That's the little dish that keeps the food warm. Supper is being served. So for them to try to say that's not mockery, that is it. Now we're gonna go back up and scroll a little bit more here. This Last Supper, even them trying to do the little poses and everything like that, that's mockery of the Last Supper. And we can take a little further to the fact that behind her head right there, trying to show you as symbolism, even though you see that as a crown over her head, that is symbolism of the sun. Get it? The sun. Who was in the center of the table at the Last Supper? I don't know. There's supposed to be mockery of this man right here, Jesus Christ, even though we're not going to say that's who Jesus is. But look who's in the center right there, Jesus, who's supposed to be what? The Son of God, the Son. So that's what I'm saying. It's flat out blatant mockery right there. And that's why she has this right here behind her head. It's not a crown again. It's all about it being the sun. And if you don't know anything about the number, look at this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you don't know anything about the number 7, all you got to do is look up Aleister Crowley and his worship. And he always uses the number 777. I'm not going to go deep into that because it's too much for some people right now. But my whole point in doing all this is want to establish that this right here literally is the mockery of the Last Supper. Okay. So my point in saying that, ladies and gentlemen, is that Christianity wise, that right there is pretty much saying, and that's their way of mocking Christianity, calling Christianity out. All these individuals that you see in this video right here, they're all lesbian and gay, homosexual and trans and everything like that. And what's even more sickening is the fact that they have a kid. Look at that. They have a kid right here. A kid. Why do you want to have a kid in here with all this stuff going on in here with these gay, lesbian, trans and all that, huh? Why would there be, why you want to specifically have a child in there? So, okay, now that that's been established, I'm going to show you all the video of, I think this guy explains it pretty well right here.
They put in drag queens. And when they revealed what that Last Supper was actually going to be, what that feast meal was going to be, we're shown a blue avatar-like god depicting Dionysus, who's a Greek god of gluttony and wine-bibbery. So you can already see the paganism coming in and that really kind of odd spin on the Last Supper from the Christian theology. We also saw very intense imagery as one of the final torchbearers, a woman that was hooded and riding on a white horse, eerily resembled Revelation 6:8, where we see a pale horse whose name was Death. This horse was meant to signify the Olympic spirit and what that actually meant. During the choir ceremony, we can see that praises are being sung, more or less, with a golden calf in
the golden calf. Yeah.
Background. The ultimate goal of pagan worship is really one thing, and that's the communal worship of false gods. And you can see this put on full display. Even as recently as 2022 at the Commonwealth Games in England, we saw full-on Baal worship front and center right at the middle of it. And yet many people will dismiss it or say that it's not there or say that it's a form of expression and not really false worship. In 2 Timothy 3:2 we read this: people will be lovers of themselves, lovers of money, boastful, proud, abusive, disobedient to their parents, ungrateful.
Now, let me show y'all another thing here. Let me show you this one.
Because they're all distracted by the music performances. So let's look into this. There's conspiracies floating around. This looks awfully similar to the Horsemen of the Apocalypse. Now, I'll get to that part in a second, but they're saying that this represents the Joan of Arc, and when you search this on Google, these are the representations that you get. And yeah, it could, but let's listen to what Revelation 6 says. I looked, and behold, I saw a pale horse. Its rider's name was Death, and Hades was following close behind. They were given power over a fourth of the earth to kill by sword, famine, plague, and by the wild beasts of the earth. And people were wondering why there were wings under the Eiffel Tower. Well, when you look at the horse at the perfect angle, it gives the horse wings. And then you see all of the nations following behind it. Here's another weird piece of symbolism I caught. So they get off the horse, they hold this, I'm not sure what they're holding, but they walk down the aisle, they go up the stairs, and look what's at the end of the stairs on the wall.
Yeah, what was it? What was on the stairs at the end of the wall? See that? We just saw in the last video. That's the golden calf. That's the golden calf. Okay. So I just showed you guys all that video, right? Now, if you are just a normal person, you don't follow Christianity, you don't care about Christianity, I get it. This means nothing to you. It don't. But those of us that have been in the faith for so long, we see and we notice symbolism. We notice the rituals that take place that a lot of people who may be ignorant to it, they have no idea what's going on. Now, tell me, you really think that just by chance, that the Olympics, we didn't know that it was going to be like this. We didn't know. We just thought it was all entertainment. You really think by chance they think that this is deliberately done, ladies and gentlemen? Why in the what would be the reason why? And it's definitely not for no spectacle. What would be the reason why to come in on a pale horse to where they knew they was going to get the perfect angle to show this pale horse on the wings, and then they get off of it, and then the offering is made to the golden calf? So you guys do understand this, that in the Bible, when Moses went away to go get the commandments of how God wanted his people to be led with order, with decency, with strength, Moses went to the mountain. Okay, when he went to the mountain to get the commandments from God, because he was gone, the people convinced them, make us an image of what we should worship. And guess what the people in the Bible made? They made a golden calf is what they made, or a cow, ladies and gentlemen. So right then and there, this is what I need to get people to understand, though, Christians. Understand this. Listen to me when I tell y'all this, because a lot of people, you need to understand this. They are supposed to do that. Now, don't get me wrong. I've seen many of my other brothers in Christ who got platforms on YouTube. I've seen different angles. My guy, Brandon Tatum, was going off on that big girl. He was going. Brandon Tatum was going off on that big girl. I mean, he laid into her. See, but what I need y'all to understand is this. All of us got different. We are all all of us that are in Christ, we are all part of Christ's body. We all do things differently. All different parts of the Bible has different functions. Brandon Tatum laid into this girl, the big girl. Especially when, I was already sitting there thinking like, yeah, it's the Last Supper, but it definitely ain't her last one. It's definitely not her Last Supper. That blue dude better get off that table before she eat him. No, see, that's what I'm saying. Oh, we're not supposed to. Oh, Ty, no. If you want to do this, like I told you earlier, if you want to touch me, I'm going to hit you back. But understand this, ladies and gentlemen. Why is it that it's only Christianity that's having this mockery be put out there? Huh? Why is it that it's Christianity that is the main thing that's being mocked like this? You don't see them mocking any Muslims, do you? You don't see them mocking Hindus, huh? You don't see them mocking any Buddhists, do you? You don't see them mocking those that worship Krishna, do you? Why only Christians? Why? Now, this is what I was going to tell y'all. I said I want to jump ahead of myself. Let me make this disclaimer again. Worship who you want to, praise who you want to, pray to whoever you want to, or do all those. But according to this guy and what he believes in and who leads him, which is God, we're number one. If we are not number one, and this bird that says there's God, there's only one Lord, one faith, one baptism. When this Bible said there's only one God, there's only one. If it was not only one, then why is this the only one that's being mocked like this? Huh? Why is this the only one that's being mocked? If this is not the one true, that's why I say I'm the way, the truth, and the light. You shall know the truth, and the truth will make you free. If this was not the one truth, why is this the one that's being mocked worldwide for all to see? Christianity. Let them have done that to some dang on folk. Let them have done that to them people that the way they worship over the Middle East. The Olympics will be blowing up right now. Boy, them Muslims, them folks in there, they one of them people that got that certain belief with them suicide bombers. Man, they would have been that Eiffel Tower would be falling right now. It would be falling right now. But here's the thing, y'all. I get it. We are a threat. You need to understand that. You had a bunch of lesbians, trans, gay, I don't know, all these people, pansexual, consexual, nucleic, all them, they, his. You had them at the Last Supper as a mockery at Christianity, but then they are the ones talking about, they're the ones going around preaching, and they're going to want to preaching, be tolerant, don't judge, don't hate. We get so much hatred. We get so much judgment. People are intolerant of us. Hate crime, hate speech. What was this then? Huh? What was this? What do y'all call all the LGBTQIA community? You guys ought to be issuing a statement to Christians saying we are sorry, but that does not represent the beliefs and the values of the LB. But y'all not going to do that. But at the same time, my fellow Christian brothers and sisters, y'all need to understand this. We should be expecting that. We should be expecting that. Now, what I also want a lot of my Christian brothers and sisters to pay attention to is who not going to say anything about this. Let's see if TD Jakes say something, huh? Let's keep it real. Let's see if Joel Osteen say something about this, huh? Let's see if any of them, all these mega church preaching ministers, let's see if any of them have anything to say about the Olympics. And then you would know, my friends, who is of God and who is not. Because anybody that's coming at us like this, we should be standing up. We should be standing up, saying something, completely condemning it. We should be damning it, especially for something that's supposed to be about sports. What the freaking heck did that have to do with it? My God, compare that to Beijing. Compare that to other goddamn on Olympic openings where they had something like this. This wasn't no thing to make it seem like we were all coming together to make an open mockery of Christianity. Well, that's not what it was. We would know that's exactly what it was. Y'all just didn't think that we were going to catch it and call you out on the bull crap. Now, check this out. Let Christians go around and do this same exact thing. All hell going to break loose. All hell is going to break loose. But you know why it's allowed to be happening? Because we don't say nothing. And that's why I'm saying something right now. Nobody's scared of y'all. Y'all pissed off because the one true God reigns supreme. There is no competition, ladies and gentlemen. All we doing is just being a voice piece for the one and true mighty God, saying that y'all, we not competing with y'all. We doing our own thing. Y'all so pissed off at us, y'all got to go and make a mockery of us. Thank you. Thank you for proving our point. God reigns supreme. Me plus God equals majority. There is no competition. Y'all the ones walking around pissed off and mad. We not doing, look, Christians, we going to continue to represent the one true God. We're going to continue to preach the gospel. We're going to continue to live for him. We're going to continue to go out, and people that want to get their lives changed for the betterment, we're going to be there for them. Those that are reigning supreme and those that are at the top expect to have all the arrows shot at you. Jesus told us it would happen. Check this out. I'm going to share this screen with y'all. I get excited about it. I told you I like a fight. Uh-oh. About to have some computer issues going on. I know it. Oh, look at that. Oh, it's not responding. Oh, of course it's not. Let me check. Making sure y'all still can hear me, though. Yeah, buddy. I knew this was going to happen. Those of you that can see this black screen right now, if you're tuning in mobile, you guys can see this screen. Look at this. Don't worry. We're going to get to it. There we go. There we go. Let me share this screen with the people that are watching on StreamYard. Uh-oh, StreamYard froze. Oh, look at that. I'm frozen, ladies and gentlemen. Frozen. Binary B, appreciate you telling me that you still can hear me. But as y'all can see right here, on StreamYard, it's frozen. Wonder why that is. Yeah. Let me see if I can still hear myself. Okay, as long as y'all can still hear me, I'm going to go ahead and do it. But I'm going to try to share this screen on StreamYard. Here we go. So those of you that are watching on StreamYard, this is John 15-18. Now this is what he says right here. These things I command you, that you love one another. If the world hate you, you know that it hated me before it hated you. This is Jesus. He said, if you were of the world would love his own. But because you are not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hated you. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. So there's the ultimate answer. Why is this being done to Christians? Why are they making the mockery? They are supposed to. Now, this is not as no offense. This is according to the Christian belief and those of us that follow God in the Bible. So this is no hate towards Hindi or Muslims or I don't care if you deist or you pagan or whatever. I don't care what you are. But what I'm getting ready to say is not no deliberate hate. I'm talking to my Christian brothers and sisters right now. Okay. This is if I was in the room with other Christian brothers and sisters, that's who I'm talking to right now. So what I'm about to say is this. They are supposed to do that, ladies and gentlemen. He said they're going to hate us because they hated him. He said if they didn't, he said the world loveth his own. So why ain't the world doing this to Muslims and Hindus? And how come they're not doing this to Satanists? How come they're not doing this to them? Why aren't they doing it to them? Because it said clearly right in the Bible, he told us the world is going to love its own. Therefore, why would they hate them? That's their own. It's supposed to happen, ladies and gentlemen. Bring it on. But one thing that's going to keep on lasting around here is God's true word. The truth is going to continue to happen. The truth is going to always reign. So let me give a shout out because a tech company right here pulled out. So right here, let me zoom out a little bit for the people that's watching through the phone. A U.S. tech company pulls Olympic ads. Let me show y'all. U.S. tech company pulls Olympic ads after opening ceremony mockery of the Last Supper. A tech company swiftly dropped this Olympic advertising after drag queens and dancers performed an apparent parody of the Last Supper at the 2024 Paris Olympic ceremonies. As we see, Mississippi-based telecommunications and technology company C Spire announced its cut ties with the game Saturday morning, several hours after the show that sparked outrage across the globe. We were shocked by the mockery of the Last Supper during the opening ceremonies of the Paris Olympics. C Spire will be pulling our advertising from the Olympics, the company posted on X. C Spire declined to share the post. It says C Spire declined to share with the post what form of advertisement were pulled or how much they forked over to be part of the world event. Now, the incendiary performance came at the top of the impromptu fashion show across the, I don't know what that bridge is. I don't even know. So I'm not even trying to Debilil Bridge with the Eiffel Tower seen in the full view. 3 French drag queens and other ornately dressed dancers began the performance by standing in line at the base of the runway, which resembled a long table in a scene that seemed to invoke Leonardo da Vinci's The Last Supper. And we all seen this picture right here. We all see that picture right there. So, ladies and gentlemen, this may sound weird, but y'all never seen 300. You remember that scene where the soldiers were getting ready to fight and one dude was looking at the crowd that he was getting ready to fight and he started smiling. And the people that were blacksmiths who weren't real soldiers were looking at the Spartans and they were like, man, why are y'all smiling? And the dude was smiling. He said, because he said, looking at the size of the people that we getting ready to go against, he said, I'm glad. He said, because I'm getting ready to finally have something that's probably going to possibly give me a little bit of a challenge. That's exactly how I look at this. But unfortunately, this is Rudy Poo to me. This is nothing, guys. This is what they're supposed to do. If we all know for a fact that most of these people that are all into this globalism, one BlackRock that owns all the television, y'all do know they have to go through checks and balances before they allow something like this to happen. Y'all do know that a lot of people seen what they were going to do. They orchestrated this. They practiced this. They did so many different practices and takes on what they did right here that whoever overseen this and say, this is what we plan on doing for the Olympics, they had to approve it. They knew this, ladies and gentlemen. This is no surprise to them. But again, my brothers and sisters, I'm going to keep on saying this to you guys over and over again. They are supposed to do that. Now, imagine being at a church and we are up here preaching and teaching to the congregation about what to abstain from, about what to keep ourselves from. And then you had a bunch of devils watching on TV. Look at them up here talking about us Luciferians. Look at them up here talking about us Satanists. They shouldn't be talking to us non-believers like this. They making a mockery of us. What would we as Christians say? That's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to call out unrighteousness. We're supposed to call out sin. Now, we're not supposed to condemn anybody per se. Now, let's keep it real. As a Christian, no, it's not my job to go out there and condemn you. And y'all need to understand something as well. It is our job to judge. Now, some of y'all say the Bible says don't judge. Well, you know what? I'm glad y'all mentioned it. Let's talk about what the Bible says when it says do not judge. Because some people don't know what the dang on Bible means when it says that. Okay, right now, if you don't know, I'm pulling something up about judge. Matter of fact, I know it said judge not lest ye be judged. So let's go with that. So those of you that are on, let me share this tab with the people that are tuning in through StreamYard. Get rid of some of these tabs here. Here we go. We're frozen again, ladies and gentlemen. We're frozen again, just a little bit. Okay. Type in judge not. There it is right there. See, it says right here, Matthew 7, judge not that ye be not judged. For with what judgment you judge with, you will be judged. Okay, so I'll show y'all. See that? It says, judge not that ye be not judged. For with judgment you judge with, you shall be judged. Now, paraphrasing, don't judge unless you want to be judged, because whatever judgment that you judge with, that same judgment you're going to be judged with. So let me ask you a question. If I judge righteously, then yes, should I get out of pocket? I'm going to want somebody to judge me righteously as well. So you see what I'm saying? They take that stuff out of context. You ain't supposed to judge. Yes, we are. Then while the Bible says, know ye not that the saints shall judge the world. Okay, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, we having Bible study right now, and I'm passionate about what I talk about. Watch this. The saints, yeah, it says it's in the Bible. The saints shall judge the world. 1 Corinthians 6:2, right here. Do you not know that the saints shall judge the world? And if the world shall be judged by you, are you unworthy to judge the smallest matters? I rest my case. No further questions, Your Honor. So this whole notion that Christians ain't supposed to judge, who told y'all that? See what I'm saying? You can't sit there and roll with these goddamn on talking points that y'all hear other people say that don't know anything about the Bible. The Bible said you ain't supposed to judge. Yes, we are. I just showed you where it says, don't you know that the saints shall judge what? The world. Did I not just show y'all where the Bible, that Jesus flat out said to us, the world hated him? And if you were following after him, the world is going to hate you too? And then yet you just saw where I showed you where it says the saints shall judge the world. And the Bible says, don't judge now unless you want to be judged. Because whatever judgment you judge with, you're going to be judged with it too. And that's why he turned around and said, can y'all not judge the smallest matters? If you're going to judge the world, are you not able to handle the smallest matters? So yes, we are supposed to judge. Now, there's a difference between judging and condemning. Give you an example. Everybody knows a story in the Bible. Everybody knows this part in the Bible where a woman in the Bible was caught in adultery. And she was getting ready to be stoned. That was the law. Right? That was the law. She was about to be stoned. Freezing again. Yep. She was about to be stoned. Okay. Now, what happened is that they pulled her out, threw her before Jesus, getting ready to stone her. What should we do? They was trying to test Jesus at that point. I know y'all still can hear me and my screen is frozen. Guess what happened? Jesus said, you that don't have any sin, go ahead and throw the rocks and hit her with it. You hear me? He said, you that is without sin, cast the first stone. He said, cast the first stone. Now, I'm going to show y'all this, because I want y'all to follow along with this. Seriously. Those of you that are watching on the computer, make sure y'all hit that thumbs up button. I know y'all can hear me. John 8:7. Matter of fact, I know y'all can't see me with the Bible. So when they continued asking him, he lifted up himself and said unto them, he that is without sin among you, let him cast the first stone at her. Right? Now, what's really interesting, I'm trying to bring up this whole passage for all of y'all to see. Okay, now all y'all can see it, right? That's the King James version somebody's asking. I'm trying to show y'all the whole thing. Let me show y'all the whole thing, though. Okay, get rid of some of this stuff. We won't need to see no more of that. Because this is very important. I'm trying to get this whole thing to bring up I'm trying to get it to where y'all can see the whole thing. There we go, right there. So I'm gonna share this tab. So let's see. I'll make sure everybody streaming can see it right there because this is important. Now you said, so when they continue asking him, he lifted up and said unto them, he that was without sin among you, let him cast the first stone at her. And again, he stooped down and wrote on the ground. And it said, and they which heard it, being convicted in their own conscience, went out one by one, beginning at the eldest, even unto the last. And Jesus was left alone with the woman. And this is what's important right here. This is what's important right here. Look what happened when everybody was getting ready to condemn this woman. Jesus was left alone with her, the one who is definitely worthy of judging anybody and getting ready to not only just judge them, but judge them unto death. When Jesus lifted up himself and saw no one but the woman, he said to the woman, where are those that accuse? Where are your accusers? Hath no man condemned thee? He said. She said, no, my Lord. And Jesus said to her, neither do I condemn thee. Go and sin no more. And that right there, ladies and gentlemen, is the biggest thing that a lot of people miss. Everybody gets focused on the fact that you without sin cast the first stone. No, but what you need to understand is what happened afterwards when she was alone with the number one person who definitely had every right to judge her to the point of death. He said, where are your accusers, ones who that condemn? She said, no, they're not there. Then Jesus said, you know what? I don't what? He said, I don't condemn you either. But then what did he say to her? Go and sin no more. Don't do it anymore. Change your life around. In other words, repent from it. It's easy. So again, did he judge her? Yes. What was her judgment? Go and don't do it no more. When you go to court, if y'all folks, when people go to court for certain things that they commit, do you know that sometimes the judges sit there and say, you know what? I'm going to give you another chance. If you go out there and you do this again, this is what's going to happen. That was the judgment. So that whole judge, you ain't supposed to judge. You ain't supposed to judge. Y'all, most people that say things like that don't even understand the Bible and don't even know what it means. He said, don't go and do it again. So let me make this clear to a lot of people that are watching this right now. I'm sorry, folks. My bad. Those that are watching on there. Let me make this clear to y'all. People that are not of the faith and not trying to live for God, we should expect them to do that. Devils are going to do what devils are going to do. When Jesus walked this earth, let me ask you, my Christian brothers and sisters, was he concerned about those that were still doing pagan worship? Was he concerned about those that were still doing all that crazy ritualistic stuff? No, Jesus was focused on one thing. That was coming there to heal people. That was coming there to help people who had mental issues. That was coming there to help people who were lame and who were burdened down with certain things. That's what he focused on, those individuals. He wasn't focused on those folks out there still killing kids and still doing what they were doing. He wasn't focused on them, was he? Now, what happened is that they end up focusing on him. Jesus was going around. He drew the crowds because people found light. They found salvation. They were finding that they can get rid of the issues that they had going on because Jesus came being the truth that he was. And people got pissed at him. And they the ones try to get things brought against him and falsely accuse him of doing things. So now, what do you mean, Ty? About they're doing the same thing to Christians. And unfortunately, a lot of people that don't know the Bible at all, that call themselves Christians, y'all had something to do with this a little bit. So these people now, of course, they want to be pissed off at Christians. Because Christians, y'all do is judge people. All y'all do is judge people. People try to come to church and y'all judge them. People, you know what? No, look, in my house, in my house, Ty Smith, I got more than one, but in my homes, you're not just gonna come up in my house any old kind of way and tell me I thought it said come as you are. It don't say that. Man, I'm getting tired of these people doing things like that. You can't come into you will not come into my house butt naked. You won't come into my house looking like a whore. You won't come into my house looking like a skank. Ain't no dudes gonna come into my house with just some punk panties on. So where y'all getting this nonsense from? Y'all draw up this nonsense. Y'all, when I say y'all, I'm talking about worldly people who don't know anything about the Bible. Y'all drew all this stuff up and put that on Christians. Y'all don't even know the Bible. It's the equivalent of somebody coming trying to tell me, doctors ain't supposed to be doing this. You ain't even one to be saying that. How can you sit here and tell a minister of God or a preacher what Christians are and aren't supposed to do and you're not even about that life at all? Yeah, that's what I'm saying to y'all. Y'all done lost y'all mind. I don't know who told y'all that. I thought you can just come to church how you want to. No, you cannot. Jesus accepted people. No, he did not. Show me in the Bible where somebody butt naked came to Jesus or whatever like that and said, Lord, you're going to accept me as I am. No. You're not going to find nothing like that. Heck, look what happened to the woman with the issue of blood. She had to sit there and be discreet and fight through the crowd to touch Jesus. They weren't even going to let her near. So don't sit there and this whole notion of people just making up these dang on things of what Christians are supposed to do. And I don't know what made y'all think that a lot of Christians are just these weak-minded, feeble people that y'all can just say what y'all want to, do what y'all want to. No, you cannot. Look what happened when Barack Obama and them tried to tell our church. Yeah, I'm talking about when I say our church, my home church, Christ Tabernacle. They tried to tell us we have to let people come in with their flags. And no, y'all don't own us. We're not federally owned. This is our church. We own this and we own the land. So if they want to come here with their flags, we're going to throw them out. And guess what happens, ladies and gentlemen? We threw them out. Guess what happened when Black Lives Matter tried to come in our church? We threw them out. When I say threw them out, physically. We got real men in our church. We're not going to sit down. Oh, we just going to be here. Y'all got me sweating. Boy. Yeah, there it is. I got my preaching towel. Let me stop. No, it's because the thing is, a lot of people don't understand this. We got real men in our church. You come into our church with nonsense, we're going to throw you out. If any woman come into our church with her cleavage all out and everything like that, ma'am, you can't come in here looking like that. I thought the church, no, well, you thought wrong, not this one. Bye. We're not going to apologize. We are keeping the sanctity and the purity of our young people, our young women, our young men. It even helps some marriages. How, Ty? Because if you come in there with your cleavage all out, you're going to have married women sitting there getting pissed off knowing that, hey, why this woman? That's what I'm saying. So we don't even have to deal with that issue. Why? Because we don't even allow the stuff in our church. No, not at all. Well, I thought y'all supposed to, what in your mind told you that you should be coming to church? Knowing, don't act like you don't know how churches are ran. Don't act like you don't know that you don't go to your job like that. Huh? You don't go to your job looking like a slut. You don't go to your job looking like a hoe, a whore. Huh? You don't go to your job with 15 different piercings off your face and rainbows colored all over your face and everything like that and carrying the flag. You don't go to your job like that, do you? But yeah, you feel that you can come into a church because we supposed to just accept that. I don't know who told y'all that. Somebody been preaching the wrong Jesus to y'all. And I know this, ladies and gentlemen, I guarantee you my stream is going to be buffering because anytime you mention that powerful name of Jesus and you're talking about Jesus, YouTube gets pissed. They get pissed off. Y'all, I've done live streams talking about things going on with Donald Trump, President Biden, Kamala Harris. My streams weren't freezing. But now we talking about the one true mighty God, Jesus Christ, that powerful name. And all of a sudden I'm freezing and buffering and all that. That's the reason why. It's a threat. Yes, it's a complete threat. And we'll say it all day long, loud and clear for you that are in the back. Jesus is king and reigns supreme and still sits on the throne. There's only one on the throne. And that's the reason why he is still the most talked about, the most persecuted, and he's not even here on this earth in physical form. Through spirit, yes. And that's why they hate him. You telling me that they got to make fun of somebody that's been gone over for thousands of years? Huh? We making fun of somebody that's been gone for we're mocking Christianity along with Jesus, and he's been gone for thousands of years. And we still got to mock him. Okay. But Christianity is just a bunch of hocus pocus made up stuff. God is just a fairy godfather dwelling in the sky. It's all made up bullcrap. But yet at the same time, if that's the case, why are we so important? If Christianity and what we do is so stupid and so dumb, and Jesus is just some random man, he was just one of the prophets or whatever, Jesus wasn't really that important, why is he being made a mockery? He's been dead. I don't see them doing it to Muhammad. Do you see them doing this to Buddha? Or any other gods, any other people that y'all can think of? I don't see them doing this. I don't see them making fun of John Smith with the Mormons. Do y'all see them making fun of John Smith in his gold bars? I don't see them making fun of Mother Teresa. Are they even making fun of Mary? Let's get real, folks. I'm not hating on anybody at all. I'm just saying, again, I am saying this as if I'm talking to my brothers and sisters in Christ. I don't see them making fun of none of them other folks. But it got to be Jesus? Why? Why? Let me tell y'all something. They know on a spiritual level, they know this. But what they're doing is showing you a physical manifestation of who they are against. And that's what makes me so glad to know that I'm on the right side. I'm not talking to anybody that's not of the Christian faith when I'm saying this. But guys, they're not going after ooish people per se. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. I can't say the J word. They're not going after ooish people. They're not going after Muslims. Huh? They're not going after Luciferians. They're not going after Satanists. They coming for Christians? I thought aren't we like lame and obsolete? Huh? See, in the Bible, it talks about things being on a spiritual level. And I use this when I told y'all that I know that a lot of politicians are working with these fallen angels. I'm just keeping it real. Fallen angels, Nephilim, you can call them aliens, you can call them entities, you can call them demons, you can call them devils. It don't matter. They all go by different names of what they just all go by different things, but they all are spiritual entities during the great fall. Yes, they are Nephilim. That's what they are. So with that being out the way, it's the same thing that's behind this. These organizations, these news organizations, the Olympics, they all are working with these spiritual entities because they hate you. You as Christians, you as followers of God, even if you don't follow God, the fact that you are a human being, they hate you. They hate you. That's why they do it. Put it out there. We hate these Christians. We hate these Christ followers. Why? Because he is the one true God. He is the one truth that, and on a spiritual level, why are they trying to go after you spiritual? Huh? They're going after you on a spiritual level. That's why the Bible says we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, spiritual wickedness in high places, rulers of darkness. But all we are seeing right here is a physical manifestation of that, ladies and gentlemen. Look beyond the picture of what they try to do, even though, you know, that mockery of the Last Supper. Look beyond that. Even though they had the pale horse coming in and then they end up having this sacrifice given to the golden calf. That's symbolism for something else on a spiritual, deeper level, folks. And it all comes down to spirituality. And the ones that they're going after, mocking on a spiritual level with their physical manifestation are Christians. Why? Because we serve the one true, reign supreme, spiritual, only one God. That's it. You can think of y'all. Think of any god right now. Any gods that y'all know about. Zeus, Athena. I love Greek mythology. Zeus, Athena, Kratos. Think about any of them. I know I'm sure y'all, you've been playing God of War. So I love that game. Anyway, think of any of them. Why aren't they going any of the Asian gods? Why aren't they going after them? Why aren't they doing a mockery of none of them? And this is the Olympics. You know, this is supposed to be about Greek like type stuff anyway. Why aren't they doing anything with Zeus them or nothing like that? Hercules, huh? Why aren't they doing anything with them? They hate you, folks. They're supposed to. They're supposed to. So, pretty much, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate y'all being there. Make sure y'all hit that thumbs up like I told y'all. The question is this. I had some people tell me, oh, everybody that saw this, that is against this, all Christians, we should boycott the Olympics by not watching it. What is that? I'm like, what is that going to do? What is that going to do? I'm not going to I told y'all, I miss going to Rio. When the Olympics is in Rio, I miss going to the Olympics by a quarter of an inch in triple jump. Okay. I missed. But I'm going to still watch the Olympics. But what we need to understand is this. Those athletes had nothing to do with the devils that put together that ceremony. I'm not going to punish them for that. They had nothing to do with that. The athletes did. Now, this ain't like people say, Todd, this is like Budweiser. No. Budweiser purposely did what they did with Devil Dylan Mulvaney to get you to buy their beer. The Olympics didn't have this ceremony to get people to watch the Olympics. They literally did it with the cause to deliberately mock Christianity, they deliberately did that to mock Jesus. They deliberately did that to have man, y'all, it was more than one ritual, by the way, that happened on the Olympics, if you didn't know this. There was more than one ritual that happened there, a satanic ritual. See, we watch all these movies about the old school. If you watch the 10 Commandments, you see these people all dancing and celebrating before the golden calf. We're seeing this in modern times right now. It just don't look like it because you don't think about it that way. Y'all really think that when people do these so-called, look what they call it, a opening ceremony. Don't, when somebody getting ready to have something done of great significance, they do it in a ceremonial type way. For example, a wedding. When you go to somebody's wedding, I'm going to a wedding ceremony. Don't you call it that? A wedding ceremony. Graduation ceremony. High school graduation ceremony. College graduation ceremony. Some type of ritual thing is taking place so that you can cross over into becoming something, whatever that is. So when you see this going on into the Olympics, the ceremony that took place was showing you that they are still doing their worship to who it is that they worship, which is the God of this world. Not God as in Jesus Christ. No, I'm talking about the God of this world, which is the enemy, which is the devil. It's the devil. Plain and simple. They're giving their homage to the one who rules what they do. Why wouldn't they? What do we do when we go to church? We go there to worship Lord Christ Jesus, right? That's what we do. You can call it church. I'm going to worship there, but it's still a ceremony. We go there, we praise, we sing, we dance, we clap our hands, we say thank you, Lord. We say thank you, Jesus. We are literally doing a ceremony to show our homage and to worship God. They literally are doing a ceremony. The only difference is they get to do it on a world grand platform for everybody to see. It don't mean you got to participate in it. I wasn't sitting there clapping, ooh, look at yeah, while they worship the dang on golden calf, while they ushered in the white pale horse, the horse of death, while they sat there and mocked us of all people, had gays and lesbian transsexuals mocking the Last Supper. That's what they're supposed to do. So no, I'm not mad at them, but you see that I smacked them right back. Y'all pissed off because we rule. Y'all pissed off because we reign supreme. Y'all pissed off because you know the truth destroys you. And the truth is, you are made in the image of God and you love by God. And no matter how you try to change yourself around to make yourself something that you're not, you still got to deal with the fact and the truth that when you came out of your mama's cuckoo, you was a man or a boy or a girl. And no matter how much you try to change that, you are pissed off at the truth. And the truth is, biologically, you are still a female. Biologically, you are still a male. Deal with that truth. I am the way, the truth, and the life. And then you got to sit there and deal with the fact that you say, I wasn't born with the gender that I was assigned. Oh, it's interesting that you use the word assign. Okay, let me take it to y'all somewhere. Whenever a teacher hands you a piece of paper, she say, take this home for homework. This is your what? Your assignment. Now, if there is an assignment, let me ask y'all, who gave the assignment? Let me ask y'all, who's the assigner? I'll wait. Huh? Who's the assigner? So when you were born, I was born, but it wasn't with the gender that I was assigned. Who assigned you that gender, huh? The one true God. Plain and simple, and you got to deal with it. And that's the point that's the problem that a lot of these folks have. You don't want to face the truth. Why? Because if you do face the truth is going to make you free. Some of you don't want to be free. You like to be in bondage. The truth is, you're never going to be able to break away from it. It's going to eat at your conscience. It's going to tear you up. That's why when y'all go and get these gender affirming surgeries and you get all this stuff done, why you got to continue to take medication? Huh? Why you got to continue to take antidepressants? Because even the nature of your cells in your body wars against what you're trying to do to it. Let's keep it real. Yeah, y'all don't like this, do you? I told you I hit back. You don't like it. Some of you devils are in here right now. You don't like it. Some of you gays, you're trans, y'all are in here right now. I don't hate y'all at all. And all I'm telling you right now is that me telling you the truth is making you uncomfortable, and it should. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. Don't you know that when you go and get gender affirming surgery that your suicide rate goes up by 70%? Don't you know that when you go and get these surgeries, it has nothing to do with them having your back and looking out for you? It has everything to do with nothing more than cha-ching, cha-ching. They want your money. You get your stuff done down there, and guess what? You got to continue to take hormone pills for the rest of your life, which means what? You a lifelong crackhead to those doctors. Stop taking those hormone pills and watch what happens. Nature's going to kick in, Testosterone level is going to go back up. You are going to have something that goes on inside your body called testosterone, which is natural, which is nature. It's going to war against what you're trying to do to it. That's the truth. Huh? You men, you're going to get your penis cut off. And they give you a fake wound down there using your ball tissue. Let's keep it real. Using your testicle, your scrotum skin as a fake vagina. Your body is never going to recognize that as being a vagina. That's why it tries to close up. So what do? They give you all these dildos. That's what they are. They're glorified dildos. They give you these silver phalluses. You got to keep it up yourself so that wound won't close. Now, if that was a real vagina, tell me, why is it trying to close? No, you know what? Your body, your biological body, that natural body, that nature body that God gave you when he assigned you that gender at your birth, do you know what it's trying to do? It's trying to close what? Why is it trying to close a wound? Huh? If there was a real vagina, why is your body trying to close it? Because your body recognizes it as a wound. It will never be a vagina. You women, you going to get yourself, your mammary glands and stuff all cut out. Looking like you got a man chest like that makes a difference. You go around and you get your vagina and your ovaries and your my God, you get your ovaries removed, your fallopian tubes removed, your uterus removed, and you get a prosthetic penis. You will never know what it's like to have a penis. Yes, I told you I hit back. You will never know what it's like to have a penis. Look, I hope y'all don't have y'all kids in here. If y'all do, you might want to get them out. Then again, if they're teenagers, they might want to hear it. Because I keep it real. Women, you will never know what it's like to have a penis. Women, you will never know what it's like to enter inside of a woman with a penis. You will never know what that feels like. You will never know what it's like to have a male orgasm. Which, my God, dudes, men, why would you want that taken away from you? You get your penis cut off and get a fake vagina put in there, you will never know what it's like to have an orgasm again. Dudes, you will never know what it's like to be a woman, to feel a man enter into you. You will never know what that's like. You don't have you don't have none of that the women have. You will never have that. Never. You want to know why I'm telling you this? Because it is something that I call, I don't know what, the truth. It's the truth. I know y'all don't. I know they're not liking this. I know you're not liking this. Get pissed off all you want to. Be pissed. But again, the only reason why you hear me saying this and doing this is because y'all the ones decide. Look, I'm Christians. We mind our business. We living for God. We going to church. We worshiping. We hallelujah. We seeing people coming in, changing their lives around for the better. Y'all the ones that called us out. And if y'all don't believe me, y'all can go on YouTube right now. Look how many other Christian folks are speaking out against this. Okay, we can go there a little bit. Well, let's do something here. Make sure y'all hit that like button. If you are enjoying what I'm saying, make sure you hit that like button. I don't care. You might want to go tell somebody, hey, you might want to tune in because this dude going in on these people, and that's what we're gonna do. Not scared of these folks. I'm typing in, if you don't, I'm typing in Olympics. Let's see. What was it called? Like this right here. This. I told y'all that my guy Tatum, he went in on her. So like this right here. She the centerpiece right there mocking Jesus, right? Now, I'm not about to sit here and call the girl names or anything like this, right? It's a possibility she's being deceived to do what she's doing right now. She don't like. That's why Jesus, whenever he died on the cross, he said, "Forgive them, Lord, for they know not what they do." Right? For they know not what they do. Now, somebody like her, I can look at you. I can look at this girl right now as a medical professional and tell you several different things that's wrong with this girl. Several different things. I will sit there and tell her, I can just tell by looking at her, she's morbidly obese. And I'm not saying this to say throw hate at her. In medicine, we would classify her as being morbidly obese, which means I can guarantee you this girl gonna have some shape, form, or fashion of hypertension. She's gonna have some shape, form, or fashion of venous insufficiency. She's gonna have some shape, form, and fashion of diabetes. If not, she's gonna be pre-diabetic. She's gonna have some shape, form, or fashion of having possibly lung issues, breathing issues. She's gonna have she's gonna have some shape, form, or fashion of having hygiene issues, which means that bacteria can grow in a whole bunch of moist crevices because she can't reach those crevices. Right? See what I'm saying? But that's the truth. But nobody would tell her that. There's other people on here right now. There's other people that's in this video as well. All these different people sitting there, these trans and everything like that. Again, y'all see them. I'm not saying this to throw hate at them. I'm not about to call them names. But what I can tell you is that these people suffer more than anybody on planet Earth with mental illness. They suffer more than anybody on planet Earth with increased suicide rates. So that's what I'm saying. I'm not going to look at these folks and sit there and say, look at you, dumb, stupid, crazy. Look, I mean, you can say that, but my point is, I'm looking at them from the eyes of knowing what's going on with them truthfully. Truthfully, they are not happy. Truthfully, they're dealing with things all day long telling them to kill themselves. Truthfully, they're dealing with body images, body shaming. And then they got a kid in there. I don't know. Is that kid dealing with something that they want to feel accepted? Peer pressure, being bullied? I don't know. But they're doing all these things so that these people can have some sort of affirmation to make themselves feel good. I need somebody to validate me. They need validation. Oh, do this in front of the whole world, because if the whole world see it, the whole world's gonna nobody, and no, they're still not going to validate them, folks. Nobody is going to validate them. You're never going to be validated and accepted like y'all think y'all are. If you did, no, they wouldn't have to try to promote y'all so much. Nobody had to promote Jesus, and he still became popular, didn't he? So what I'm saying is, for ladies and gentlemen, listen. They put this stuff in TVs. They put this stuff when it comes to homosexuality, trans stuff. They put this stuff on TV. They put it in almost every show now. They put it all on Netflix. They put it everywhere. You seeing like right now, they're all putting it in the Olympics. It has nothing to do with these sports and nothing like that. But they put it in there because they want to make us feel and think that it's everywhere. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to tell y'all it's not. They only make up about 1% of the entire, that lifestyle is only like 1 to 2% of everybody around, which means nobody is still caring or accepting it. You know, y'all, and then you listen to me. Nothing, y'all. The only difference is that they have a platform to be seen. But it's not like, oh, ever since they've been all in the news and all on TV and they're out of the closet, more and more. No, it's not. They just have more exposure. They always been there. I mean, come on, guys. I grew up in the 80s. It was gay men and gay women. It was trans. They have always been there. It just seemed like it's more because you get to see more of it, because you got more exposure to it, because they put it on CW. Will, and it won't. And there's no hate at them. Let me make this clear. It's absolutely no hate towards them. No hate towards them. Let me do something real quick to make sure that my stream is not lost, because there's some, of course, hocus pocus stuff going on. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Right now, for you that are watching on the phone right now, we got a little bit of ER. Appreciate you saying we're here. But as y'all can see, you see me buffering right here. Y'all, y'all that are watching right now and seeing this buffering going on, y'all, I'm telling you, this does not happen unless I'm talking on a matter and a subject like this. There we go. So I'm back, as you can see. There we go. So if you're watching me through StreamYard, it froze because it's not StreamYard that's freezing, it's YouTube that's actually making it do that right there. So anyway, guys, that's what I want to just tell y'all that. Now I want to just, I told y'all, I really took some time, and we refreezing again. I really took some time to, think about all of this before I presented it to you guys, before I actually talked about it, because I knew that people had various different perspectives. They had various different angles that they wanted to hit this from. And again, as y'all can see right here, we got buffering going on because they don't like me talking about this. Somebody in the chat perhaps may have went to YouTube and reported that I was on here spewing hate speech or something like that. This is what they do. They claim to be tolerant and they want people to be tolerant towards them, but then yet they will run to YouTube and try to say that I am spewing hate speech. So what y'all see going on right now, most likely, is YouTube is taking time. They're pretty much making my video do what it's doing right now. They're buffering it like this. And the reason why they are doing it is because they're going to go back and see if I said anything within the last 10 minutes or 5 minutes that's spewing hate speech. And if it is doing that, they will try to just pretty much say later on that they gave me a community strike or something like that. This ain't my first rodeo. Yet at the same time, they're the tolerant ones. They're the tolerant ones. So anyway, folks, again, if y'all are in here right now, make sure y'all hit that like button, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you hit the like button. Got a white screen going on right now because it's trying to bring back up the stream. It's trying to bring it back up. And again, I know for a fact, it's nothing to do with my computer. It's nothing to do with the connection or anything like that. It has everything to do with the YouTube gods that be, who is completely pissed at me. Oh, wow, I got a blank screen now. Wow. You guys still hear me though, right? Testing. Yep. Yep. Blank screen, baby. I love it. I absolutely love it. At least the audio still works. Somebody said, let me see if I can make this yeah, there we go. I can make it an avatar right now since they want to try to look. And y'all, my camera, the people that are watching me, look at here. Y'all can see this. Look, here go my software right here. Look, you guys can see me clear as day, right? Now look, why isn't my same camera feed going through right here? This is what they're giving y'all right here. Let me see if I can bring my camera back up. Nope. Let me go to settings here real quick and see what's going on here. Oh yeah, y'all see this. I'm choosing my camera right here. Not connected now? Yeah. So you guys are saying, those of you that are watching me on StreamYard right now, you guys are seeing my avatar right here. And the reason is because they cut my camera. They cut my camera. I just went through and showed. Matter of fact, I wish I can actually share this same. I wonder if I can share this same screen. Oh, I can't. I was going to share this same screen with you guys that are watching me right now so y'all can see that they cut my camera. But the people that are watching me through the phone right now, I'm waving at them. They can see me clear as day. My camera still works, so it's not my camera. It's not my camera at all. It's everything to do with them cutting the feed on there. It never stopped. And this is what the people that are tuning in, watching me through the actual stream. Screen sharing was canceled. Make sure you click share on the module. Yeah. Yep. That's what it is, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, we want to tell you what the beauty of this whole thing is, though. The beauty of this whole entire thing is that I 100% was able to say everything that I needed to say. I was able to show you guys everything that was needed to be shown. I was able to give you all sorts of angles of how to come at this whole entire time before all this started happening. So I'm glad I was able to do that and get it out. It don't even seem like it, but we've been in here about an hour and 15 minutes, and I think I gave y'all enough. It does not matter. I gave y'all enough. There's no more that even really need to be said because I spewed it all out, ladies and gentlemen, plain and simple. But before we get out of here, make sure y'all hit that like button. Let somebody know. Let somebody know about the channel. Share the channel. Tell them to check out this video in particular if you know it's going to help them. Please, please, please make sure you do that. All right. And guys, I'm going to do some more stuff later on today too, but I'm just glad I was able to share this right here with you guys. Right. We got it all out. So I'm good on that. Folks, again, get into your cell phones. If there's anybody you know that would benefit from watching this channel, please tell somebody in your contact list about this channel. Encourage them to subscribe to the channel and check everything out. All right. I really, really appreciate that, guys. Let's get ready to get out of here. But I'm glad I was able to knock them out and get them pissed. This is proof, baby. We doing the right thing. Speaking the name of Jesus and talking about the power of the name of Jesus. Look what it does. It pisses them off. Jesus reigns supreme, baby. Jesus is king. Jesus is the Lord. Jesus is the ultimatum. There is no comparison. God completely freaking rules, and they hate it. Boy, they hate it. I will be recording this and posting this on my Rumble channel. My Rumble channel is called Modern Renaissance Man as well, folks. Let's go, baby. Guys, let's get ready to get out of here. Knock them out. Let's get ready to go celebrate. I'm getting ready to go out there and celebrate. Get some food, do all that good stuff because these people are pissed that I just completely knocked out their champion, the Olympic Devils. Plain and simple, folks. Let's get ready to get out of here. I am Ty Smith, Modern Renaissance Man. I hope and pray that every last one of you guys have food, shelter, and clothing. Most of all, I pray every last one of you guys are in great health, mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. God bless you all through Jesus.